Well, go on, everyone. Welcome to day 24 of hashtag Dutchtober, inking poison ivy. How you guys doing? Sorry for the late start. I've been working on a flat. I got a couple of pages to do. First time this one flat is about 10 panels, and the suit for the hero or villain in this case, I don't know, basically is variegated. There's so many different colors, so many different combinations. So it's taking a lot longer than it should. Usually when I charge my estimate when people think it's kind of high compared to some other flatters out there who are like $8, for example. Well, they're in the Philippines, and the dollar goes farther there than it does here. But when I take account my flat, when I'm doing, I take my time, and this is not my pro rate because not a lot of people can afford it. The pros out there can, so it's not an issue because that's basically what I made salary wise when I worked in the corporate world. But as a flatter, I try to take my base pay rate and I figure out how long it usually takes me to flat something. So if it's an hour, it works out hour and a half. So eventually I think what I could see flatting going to is charging per panel. So if it's 6 panels, it's maybe $5 a panel. I don't know. I just flatting is one of those that we get no credit for. And I'm happy that I have Shelby and Mark Brooks and a few others that actually will say, hey, I'm the one that flats for them, does the heavy coloring job part of it, so they can do the other heavy part of it, which is the render to make it yassified or pretty. And but I think flatting is one of those that's just not taken into account. We do a lot of the work. A lot of panels aren't half-hour turnaround time. There are complex ones. I've done pages that take me an entire day just to do. That's a comic panel. I'm talking comic pages now, not like a pinup or something, but a comic panel or page with 9 panels or 8 panels. But there's so much thrown into it that we don't have say, or at least we're not included in the part sometimes. I do have some artists out there that actually do include me in the discussion with it and what they want done, so it helps. But most times I don't know, so I have to fill out everything. So everything in the background, for example, here, if I was to flat this, I would have to flat every one, and then when I buy the comic or get my comp, it's all purple, because the renderer is like, well, that's not the important part. This is, or as you've seen with some like Marta Garcia, they may just put a purple filter over it, but it's already been colored in, so it adds an element to it. So I think maybe flatting might be where it gets unionized, coloring gets unionized, because I do know that a couple years ago, colorists weren't getting credit for it, royalties, and then they decided to do that. I think Marvel and DC might have done it. So I think flatting is the next group, because they did that in the animation business too, where the animating group that colors everything in the background for like Rick and Morty and all the other cartoons and stuff were basically not getting the credit due. And that's why you see now, if you look back at movies when I was growing up in the 70s, you just had the main stars and the director, and that was it. End credit. There was maybe some music, chase scenes, or whatever fun. Like go look at Smokey and the Bandit, for example. Convoy, movies I love. Go check those out, and you'll see that. Now you look at it today, you've got everybody from down to the caterer to the guy who sweeps the floor included into the credits. So I think eventually that's where it's going to go, but maybe a few years. So on that note, nothing ADHD related to talk about. I'm just here, just trying to figure out how to color pieces. I still have so many pieces to color. The Goku one is, I want to have a dynamic background to it. Just have to sit down and get it done and concentrate and focus. But the reason why we're here today is to look at this poison ivy that's over on my desk. So before we do that, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below.
Do it! Just do it!
And let's drive over to my desk. acoustic cinematic. That doesn't sound good. I'll go back to Lofi. All right, so here we go. Now this is the one yesterday I was talking about. That originally this arm was different, and the foreshortening is, I can tell, is off. I know it is, but everything else looks fantastic. So I'm not going to sit here and go and try to be perfect at this. I've made a mistake, made some errors, but I'm going to try to correct that later on. And, you know, again, in post, if I take this over digitally to color it, enhance it, that would be done there. But this one we see hands, or at least one hand. So it's got a lot of intricacies, a lot of work. Definitely, I worked on the face a bit more. It was drawn. I have all my processes. I've taken pictures of this, so we'll see how this all comes out. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to start. Start with some leaves. Now, originally, at first, I wanted to have poison ivy leaves. Fingers of 3. That's the. And then after a while, I just kind of gave up and started going with like oak leaves and whatever other leaves I could think of, just to get this moving. I think that's the one thing with being an illustrator is that we maybe even people that with ADHD, it's not just an ADHD thing in this case, because I know artists that will sit there and work a piece to death. And this is just one of those that I decided just to, you know, say this is enough. You know, let's move on. Let's not dwell on this. That's usually my problem with my own comic. Sometimes it's you want to go alone in your comic and just do it, and there's a time where if you just can't figure out the angle, you just can't get the right reference image, you can't take a picture of yourself in the right reference image, throw a 3D model, and that's where the beauty of Clip Studio Paint comes in. Throw that in and go. You know, I'm here to learn the business, and I need to speed up my process. So I'm originally was going to have this with a midriff, but I decided to just fill it in. You know, make it easy on myself. So how's everybody's challenges coming along? Are you guys inking? Are you drawing a lot? There's a Lobo one I'm doing that I'm going to sit down again and just smash it out. But I'm actually going to probably lightboard it over because when I found out Keith Giffen died, my experience with Lobo is from the original Omega group, whatever the hell name is, from DC. Can't think of it now. I love them. I came across their comic a long time ago. It reminded me of like the kind of Space Family, and And then, of course, when the Keith then took over doing Justice League International and they went to space, and you had the Mel Gibson version of Lobo. I thought that was fantastic. It was funny because it was popular. That's at the time that Lethal Weapon came out. And Kevin Maguire did a fantastic job drawing a awesome image of Mel Gibson Lobo. Well, I've taken to the new main man that they have now, but I wanted to incorporate some of the things from that Justice League, which was his love for the space dolphins. So I've got him with a cigar, holding it, and with a bag of dolphin feed. I just like this. It's got the same issue. The problem is that I didn't really rework the original image. I just tried to rework the arm. Now I'm gonna have to rework the image, but I love how the face looks. So I'm gonna light box over the face, work in the body, get the right angle, find a nice reference of feed bag, somebody holding on to that, and put space dolphin on it. There's a little homage tribute to the man. Now, the one thing I don't know is if this is going to be the white version of Poison Ivy or the flesh covered when I color it, so stay tuned for that. Pardon my head. The leaf there. Usually I'd show a bit more, the anatomy of this, but I want to take care of that when I render it. So I'm not showing the shoulder going over the delt, the coracobrachialis there, and yada yada. It's funny how that term, yada yada, famously in the Seinfeld thing, that's where I first heard it, is now everywhere. So it's almost the end of the con season. So if there's anybody out there, motors, etc., I'd like to have the ADHD artists at your show, reach out to me. All my info is in my beacons. You can find the stream description below. I would love to come out. I could do a panel on what it took to do this. Not this in particular, but being ADHD and how I overcame a lot of the issues. So as well as being a comic book creator. On that note, the fifth issue, or second issue, sorry, not fifth issue is what I'm working on now. I'm almost done with that for the Wayfarer. One second here. Second issue of the Wayfarer will be coming out on Global Comics next month. I plan on releasing them monthly. got at least 5 months worth of stuff. Soon, I should say, we'll have 5 months worth of stuff. So the 5th issue is almost done, just 2 pages to ink, and then I will flat it, make any corrections that I need to flat it. I might letter it first, then flat it, render it, and have it ready. 6th issue is already, I think, written. I have to look back, just may need some corrections, and then I'll start that process. This is going to be a 5-issue arc, because it's going to cover lots of things. So, and since I've decided to condense down the story from 50 issues to maybe 25, I have to get things kind of jumbled together. I just had to really get down in here and think about how this is all going to look. My next show that I'll be at, first of the year, will be at this moment the Arizona Comic Art Festival, one day here in Phoenix. If you guys are old school and enjoyed those old comic book days where you just showed up at a hotel and all that was there was just creators or artists and vendors, that was it, comic book dealers, that's this. So I had a great time last year. Probably have some issues with the 2nd issue of The Wayfarer. I have not done the Kickstarter yet. It's still sitting there staring at me. Looks like an AI hand. Again, fix it in post, I guess. All right, let's see what she looks like. Start the race here. So again, sorry for the earthquake. I'll probably have to take my white eraser to this. Let's see. Now this is smudge. This might be one where I have to light box it over into a cleaner sheet and color it. Paper, I think this is probably from when I had my electric eraser. Probably just ate away the paper. Definitely one that's been. This is probably one of my older pieces. This is probably one that I did the same time as. Let's see, which one was that? We just did the other day. Not Tracer, but. Oh, whichever one I did last. It's probably about the same time I did it. Oh, the Rogue, Savage Land Rogue. So there we go. Looks pretty nice. With the hand, I used the Handy model. It's an app you can get on the Play Store and or the Apple Store. And I just found the right position to place it and got it in there. Just adding this bold line to make her pop. Again, something I would have done after I colored. But since I have so many pieces sitting to color, this is going to dry in an amount of time. I'm going to see if I can't knock out that Goku tonight while I watch Quantum Leap. Maybe another one. I think I would like I wish I had my Faber-Castell one out. That would have probably give a better bold line here than this. Right now you can't see it. I just stepped out of the shower not too long ago, so I'm sweaty from humidity. Even though it's getting cooler here in Arizona, it's still. Humidity, so I gotta watch out for that. All right. So what do you guys think? Oops, sorry about that. Let me know. Comment down below. Remember to hit that like button too, please. Let's get that algorithm going. So this is it. I thought it was gonna take longer. I'm looking at the clock though. It's only 25 minutes since I started, and that first part was just me jabbering for a bit about shop. But I thought it was going to take longer because of the leaves. I'm not sure if I'll do all same color green leaves if I color it, or do like some fall leaves mixed in, or maybe a mix of both, maybe some orange tips with the yellow and some green. Who knows? This is definitely one I'll probably scan in. But yeah, let me show you the Sapphire Spectre I did yesterday. I did some more work and cleaned it up. So I think this looks a lot better than it did. Started to add some little curvy dots at the bottom. Went in with the fine micron. Fix the face of this villainess. Fix the face of the Spectre. I'm just thinking about the background right now and how to work that. So Stream Elements just reminded, please remember to hit that follow button and like and comment down below.
Do it! Just do it!
All right. On that note, then, thanks, Shia. We're gonna end the stream here. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're gonna do. I still have a few to grab, so it'll be a surprise for me too. But stay tuned for day 25. Can't believe this month is almost done. This year is almost done. But yeah, please visit my store, visit my beacons. Has all my information, all my contact info. If you want to see me on a show in your area, talk to promoters, and again, do comics professionally as well as an independent comic creator. So always willing to meet more people and grow everybody in the Wayfair universe. So talk to you guys later. Let's drive on out of here. I'll catch you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.